Hey everyone, we've got our trusty gray box, but what's even more exciting about today is not just what's in the box, but who's coming to talk about the box. I have Danny and Michelle Hatcher, an opal miner and opal cutter here. They actually flew in all the way from Australia. So they're gonna come join us on the show today, and we're gonna learn all about mining, cutting, and hopefully there's something awesome in this. So opal's always been pretty fascinating. There is Boulder opal, you've got opal from Australia, Ethiopia, there's fire opal. When people think of opal, they think of a white body color and play of color. But in reality, there is so much more that opal has to offer. So hopefully today, Danny and Michelle will be able to shock us and to teach us about opal and the mining and what the business has to offer, because it is a pretty fantastic business. Wowzers. Look at this. Black background, black box, and then you have this behemoth of an opal specimen that popped out, and it's got this fantastic play of color. So I'm a little in shock right now. I don't know if I've ever seen anything this large before. And we've talked about phenomenons in the past on the show. You can see these splashes of yellow, of orange, of green, blue, and I know in the opal business there are names for the patterns of play of color. Oftentimes with opal you don't see play of color over the whole stone. You can see it can be a little bit lighter, or there can be patches where it doesn't have any. So seeing a piece like this that's absolutely huge and different patterns and color, it is pretty spectacular. We have two guests today, which is exciting. First of all, I'm going to bring out Danny. Danny and Michelle are both extremely knowledgeable. Danny will be able to talk to us all about mining and hopefully give us some insight into what is special about this piece and why they chose to have this on unboxing. Danny, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You've been on YouTube before?
Never been on YouTube.
Say hello to everyone out
hello
there.
on YouTube.
Did you bring this piece with you? Or
yes, we brought it with us. Yeah, you guys have it in your reference.
Right,
book.
this is gemology reference.
That's right.
We've had that on the show, everyone. If you are not familiar with it, we'll have to cover that again in the future. So this is a pretty impressive piece that it was featured in the book. First of all, how many carats is this?
It's 161.75 carats. It's on the high-end scale. It's large. Yeah.
Did you pull this out of the mine in Australia?
Yeah. In Lightning Ridge, yeah. It's a Lightning Ridge black crystal.
Black crystal means the body color.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that means with opal?
It actually doesn't have a black sort of backing to it, to like a lot of the natural black opal. This is just all color. You can turn it over when you turn it over on the other side. It's all color on each side. So that's what makes it so special and so rare. The color is vivid, bright. Just jumps out at you. I've never seen anything like it.
And how many years have you been mining opal?
Do I really have to say?
No, it's okay. I understand. So tell us a little about how you mine opal. Do you just walk into the mountain? How is this done?
No, we do a shaft straight down to our opal bearing level. At this case, this stone came from 65 foot underground. Do
you have to rappel down like you do in?
No, we got ladders. They're called hanging ladders. You just sort of climb down a ladder. The hole though is only about a 3 foot diameter. So when you first start out, you climb down the hole, and everyone, doesn't matter who you are, you're on a jackhammer. You dig out enough ground, then you can put in the mining equipment. So we have a digging machine, and these days we have a lot of pretty nice equipment to help us. But when my father did it, which wasn't that long ago, they used to just do it with a pick and shovel. They'd hand sink a hole all the way down to the bottom.
Down 65 feet.
65 feet.
With a hand and shovel.
With a pick and a shovel and a bucket. So in Australia, it's sedimentary country.
Okay.
So it's layered. So we have sandstone then clay, and we take the clay out, we wash the clay, and then whatever's left is the opal.
How much is a typical day of mining? How much are you pulling out of the ground? And then how much of that do you actually get something that is worth
everyone always
quality?
asks the question, so how much opal do you get, per day or whatever? Well, let's see. The longest stretch we had without opal was for 5 years.
Wow.
We did not find a stone for 5 years. My wife worked at the local hotel. I would go and pick her wages up. I would take her wages and put it into diesel and start digging again. And we did that for 5 years. Then all of a sudden we found opal, and once you find opal, if you're lucky, you can continue to find it for a little while, but again, it can stop as fast as it started.
Are you still mining it now?
And we've been very fortunate, very lucky.
Okay, so you, how do you treat the opal when it comes out? Do you have to clean the specimens to get to a faceted piece? And then how do you decide what goes into gem quality and not gem quality?
We dig the dirt out, and then we put in this thing called an agitator, which is basically a huge cement mixer. And we throw all the dirt in there, and we'll do truckload after truckload. That stone there would have rolled around in an agitator for 6 days with all the rocks and all the dirt for 6 days on end before it came out. Then all the clay's washed away and you're just left with the opal. Then I take it to Michelle. Michelle cuts it, she polishes it, she sells it. I can't even watch when she's cutting the stuff because sometimes it'll turn out really good and sometimes it won't turn out so good.
What if you hit something like this? Doesn't that ever make you nervous that you're going to hit the pocket with the jackhammer instead of...
Yeah, Yeah,
How do
but
you navigate
you
that?
got to think that if you break one, there's going to be more there.
So most of it is probably not coming out looking like this.
No.
Do you have some that's potch, and can you explain potch to our viewers?
Potch is still opal, it's just that it doesn't have a play of colour. The easiest way to explain it is opal is like a rainbow. Water molecules that are captured in the stone, and that's how we get the play of colour. That's how come with opal, when we turn it this way we have red, when we turn it that way we have green, when we turn it that way we have orange. Because it's just like looking at a rainbow. All the water molecules reflect the light off at different points.
Okay. So tell me what a typical day in the life of a miner is for opal.
We mine every day just because we love doing it. It's a big boy's treasure hunt. You know, it really is. It's like you're treasure hunting every day. A couple of guys in Lightning Ridge, to tell you how hard it can be, they had a lump of dirt and they were using it under their truck to stop their truck rolling away each day. And this lump of dirt had been passed around to different opal miners all the time. And then one day it rained and they noticed a little bit of colour sticking out.
No way.
Yeah. And inside it was a $100,000 opal that they'd been using as a truck stop for the last 6 months.
So tell me, when you're mining and you get a piece of rough, tell our viewers, what did it feel like after 5 years when you found a stone? I mean, that's got to be the most exciting.
Yeah. No, it's pretty hard to describe, to be honest. It's like saying to someone, you just won lotto.
All right, so when you hit these pockets, how big are they? Are they baseball size? Are they watermelon size? I mean, are all pockets the same size?
When we hit what we call a pocket, it's basically opal that is scattered throughout the level. And we think it's like ancient waterways or things like that.
Isn't that kind of frustrating?
Yeah.
I mean, because you never know exactly where it's going to go.
You
It's not
never
a
know.
big.
You never know. People always say to me, "Oh, how do you value an opal? You know, what makes it good and what makes it bad?" To be honest, opal is more like artwork because every single piece is different. When people say, "What sort of opal should I buy?" Buy the one that you like, because it's like saying, "Which piece of artwork should I buy?"
So I noticed when you sat down, you had a pretty fantastic ring there.
My father found this. It's a black stone. It's
Okay.
a blue-green. Again, blue-green is not the most expensive. Everyone always expects you to be wearing the most expensive, but I prefer the blue-green. Here you go, Natalie. I know you love boxes. I know you love getting your hands on them, so there you go.
You know what?
We brought you another one.
You're my guest. I'm going to let you open it up.
No, come on.
Where was this found and by who?
Okay, so we found this in Lightning Ridge. It's something a little bit unusual, a little bit different, so that's what we thought. We throw it your way.
Whoa, is that what I think it is? Is that a dinosaur tooth? Wow, that is so cool. That play of color, look at that.
I love the fossils. That's a great little dinosaur
that
tooth.
blue right there.
150 million years old. You can see striations on the tooth itself.
So is this the craziest thing you've seen that's opalized, or have you seen, what's the most wild opalized dinosaur or fossil that you've seen?
Opalized baby dolphin.
At your mine?
Not my mine, no.
That is so cool how you can see the opalized. I mean, I can see these flashes of blue and green.
That piece is at JTV. JTV owned that piece. It's a great piece.
So you've been mining for a while now.
Yeah.
Would you have a favorite find?
Like I said, there was one turning point for us. It happened a while ago now, and we've been mining for 5 years and we hadn't found anything. We always had this thing where you've got to go to work on your birthday. Why? Because it's good luck. And we're pretty superstitious. So I went to work on Michelle's birthday and I came home. Michelle said, "Oh, how'd you go today?" And I said, "Yeah, I found a little bit of colour." So I put out a and she goes, "Oh, that's not bad. Hopefully tomorrow you might find something a little bit better." And I said, "Oh, got another piece, a little bit bigger." And I pulled it out. She looked at it and she said, "Come on, hand it over." And we'd actually found quite a large piece. It looked good. There was a nice stone on top, and then the rest of the piece had potential. We weren't too sure what we had yet, but we knew that we had some sort of money, and after 5 years we were pretty happy. But I'll let Michelle tell you about the cutting of it.
Are you leaving us for right now?
Yeah, I'll leave you for
You'll come back and bring us some more finds?
Yes.
Fossilized finds.
I will do.
Thank you, Danny, for joining us. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Natalie.
it. Tell YouTube goodbye.
Bye-bye, YouTube.
Everyone, I want you to comment in the section below and tell Danny thank you for his great mining stories. I have a feeling that you have plenty to fill in future episodes with your stories.
Will do.
All right, Michelle, before we get started to this or cutting, please tell me about your necklace. I saw that last evening and it took my breath away.
So Danny told you a little bit about how we went
Birthday.
for a while without anything, and he went to work on my birthday. When I got the piece, I was like, okay, this is awesome, we've got some money here. and we could see a stone, after I rubbed it down initially, we could see a stone on the top that was probably about a $10,000 stone. So I'm like, okay, awesome. But it was quite a big piece, and I thought, oh well, maybe there's a little bit more to it. And after looking at it and studying it for a while, we decided that we'd slice through the centre of the piece and preserve that stone on top, and maybe there'll be something else there. And when I sliced it open, I saw a magnificent colour bar underneath that was just hidden completely in the stone.
Tell us what a color bar is.
This is all colour bar, basically, this piece. It's just all solid colour.
Okay.
So the majority of the time you have the potch, and then you have the colour sitting on top naturally. But this particular piece was beautiful. So I was like, wow, okay, this is way better than this $10,000 stone on top. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite thick enough that I could slice it off, so it just got turned into dust. And we yielded about 100 carats, but it was in multiple stones. One of them I'm wearing. One of them went to a JTV home. Actually, the big brother to this went to a JTV home.
Speaking of JTV, all of the Lightning Ridge opals that we have at JTV actually came from Danny and Michelle. So
correct.
whenever you have a Lightning Ridge opal from JTV, you can think of Danny and Michelle and how hard you've worked. So tell us a little bit about how did you get into the business? I know you kind of grew up in it.
Born and raised in Lightning Ridge. When you kind of grow up as an opal baby, it's hard to do something else. Mum and Dad sent me away for school, and you go back.
You go back. I understand that you cut all the stones. So Danny mines, and he just drops off the truckloads to you, and then you go through. How does that work?
They generally come in little tubs. I wish they were truckloads he was dropping off to me. That'd be really good.
So all the stones we have here, you cut.
All of them.
That is so cool.
I process absolutely everything, even down to like the little $5 ones and little chip jars that every now and then we bring to you guys. I do it all.
So how did you learn to cut? Because I've actually tried to do it myself before, and that is tough stuff.
My dad.
Really?
So I was one of those horrible little children that was always, Daddy, Daddy, show me what you're doing. And I would always be sort of peering over Dad's shoulder going, show me, show me.
So this piece, it doesn't look faceted at all. Did you just polish it? I mean, how did you go ahead and work with this?
So basically we do two styles of cutting for black opal. We cut either what we call encapuchon, so it's like like this basically, and then sometimes we do these undulated surfaces, which we just do with a little dentist's Dremel.
So this is the natural shape of it. The only thing you did to manipulate it was take out the sand, and all specimens are cleaned. To me, when I first saw it, it looked like there was a varnish on it, but that's just a really good polish.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long does it take to finish something like this, and then also the opal on your necklace? Tell us about like the time frame.
Time frame varies dramatically. Even for a standard cab piece, you can't say, oh, it'll take me half an hour or 1 hour or 2 hours. It depends on the piece. So I'll pre-shape something before I put it onto the actual dop stick. Once it's at that stage, there's generally still some little sand inclusions or little shaping things, and you might come across a little problem, and it'll take you just that much longer to get it out than if it wasn't there. Doing pieces like this takes a long time, like it's exponentially longer.
So have you ever mined at all, or do you just leave that up to Danny?
No, I'm born in a mining family.
So you've been doing
Underground
it for a
pretty young. Mining, prospecting, all of it. But I prefer the cutting and selling side of it to the mining side because, I'll be honest, it's way easier. And a little bit less rough and tumble, so I leave the hard work to my husband.
So Danny showed me
go through it.
the awesome fossilized tooth.
Yeah, they're cool, right?
What's your favorite piece that's not a gemstone that you found?
You heard him say I like the snail shells. They're little gastropods, and they're so the little twirly bits. I'm looking to try and get 2 for earrings. I love them. I think they're so cool.
Okay, so you want 2 of these.
So this is a opalized shell. This one has got some colour in it, as you can see.
A little bit, like
you
right
can see
there.
some pinks and reds and light blues here. Whenever we get fossils, we don't actually touch them with anything because you disturb the integrity of the actual fossil. If you start using like a little Dremel or a bit or something on it, you may destroy part of the actual fossil itself. So as far as cleaning it up goes, it's basically a toothbrush and a bit of water and
That's it.
try and remove the dirt. It's got quite
Right
pretty
there,
colour in
yeah.
it, right? Yeah, I'm kind of wanting something like not quite that vibrant.
Tell us a little bit about when you're cutting, what goes through your head? Are you nervous about that you're gonna,
Actually, don't think about it.
So it's kind of like meditative almost.
Sort of. I don't know, I've been around opal all my life, and a lot of people ask, do you get nervous kind of things, and it's like I don't think about it, and I don't even think about the value of what I'm cutting when I'm cutting it. As a cutter, your job is to get the best possible out of every single piece that's in front of you, whether it's like a $5 stone or a $500,000 stone.
And those happen.
Yeah, they both happen. The $5, unfortunately, more than the $500,000, but we can dream.
Let me tell you, for everyone out there, I don't care if you're buying a $5 or $500,000, any piece piece
They're
of opal.
gorgeous.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Danny brought up a really good point earlier that it just matters what you like. Black opal is typically found in Lightning Ridge or only found in Lightning?
Only found in Lightning Ridge, yeah. Lightning Ridge is famous for the black opal. I mean, we find light opal in Lightning Ridge as well, but we're famous for the black because that's where you find it.
Tell us about opal's crystal structure. Can you elaborate a little bit more?
So opal's actually amorphous. It has no crystal structure at all.
Okay.
You'll hear us talk about crystal opal. It's not crystal as in crystalline in structure. It's just a colloquial term that we use to describe a piece of opal that doesn't have a natural potch backing on it. So it's transparent, basically, or translucent.
Right, so we do a closer look so our viewers can get in on the excitement.
Okay.
So I know that you love these for earrings.
Yes.
Do you want to show us what you would like them to see?
The structure of it and how it, everybody's been to the beach and they've picked up shells, and I think it's pretty cool that you can get them where they're opalized.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. Will
Thank
you come
for
back?
having us, for sure.
Come back and bring more beautiful opal.
Bye,
and
everyone.
we
Thank
hope
you.
Everyone please comment and let Danny and Michelle know that you loved watching them and you hope they come back, because I sure do. If you want to see future episodes, who knows what we'll have, fossils.
Could be anything.
It's hard for us to say, but don't forget to like and subscribe. You're not going to want to miss out what we've got coming up in the future. Hopefully we'll have more awesome guest episodes with Danny and Michelle.
We hope so too. Thank you.
Bye guys.